Hola estudiantes, estamos en la unidad 4, las vacaciones. We're talking about vacations in this unit, and hopefully you've already printed your second vocabulary page. Today we're going to talk about the second column on that vocabulary page, and we're going to use the verb ir, which means to go. We're going to use it so that we can talk about to where you might go, how you might get there, and what you might do when you're on vacation. First of all, let's talk about this verb ir. Ir means to go. It is a verb. It's not just the ending of a verb, it is the entire infinitive. It's an irregular verb. So when your subject is yo, I, the form of the verb is going to be voy. If your subject is tú, vas. If your subject is usted, él, or ella, the verb form will be va. For nosotros, the verb form is vamos, and for ustedes, ellos, and ellas, the verb form is van. Voy, vas, va, vamos, van. There's no way to add endings to this verb. You just have to memorize it because it's an irregular verb. So first of all, let's talk about the question word adonde, which means to where. To where might you want to go? Adonde vas then would mean to where are you going? Adonde vas? Ir de vacaciones is a phrase that you can use to say to go on vacation. ¿A dónde vas? Voy de vacaciones. I'm going on vacation. So if you wanted to say you were going to a specific place, ir a, because the word a in Spanish means to, so ir a place. Let's practice this a little bit if you wanted to say different places that you could go to. And you've already talked about these different geographic locations. So if you wanted to say nosotros go to the beach, you're going to use the verb ir plus the word a, nosotros, and then you have to change the verb ir to the correct form. So you would have nosotros vamos a la playa. Let's say that you want to say they want to go to the mountains. They go to the mountains. You're going to use the verb ir plus the word a. Change the verb ir to agree with your subject ellos. And the word for mountains is montañas. So ellos van a las montañas. They're going to the mountains. Let's try this one. Mi hermana y yo, and we want to go to the lake. Mi hermana y yo, the verb form for ir, for that would be similar or like nosotros, because that's the subject, is we. So you would say, mi hermana y yo vamos al lago. Vamos al lago. Did you notice that when we made this sentence, the a and the el contracted to al? Same thing that happened when you had de and el, and it contracted to del. So a plus el contracts to al. Let's say you go to the countryside. Tú vas al campo. Tú vas al campo. Do you see that we have the same contraction happening here because it's el campo? The a plus the el of campo are contracted to al. Remember, as you're going through this, if you want to stop the video to see if you can figure out the sentence before I pull it up, that's a good thing to see if you're getting it. We want to say el muchacho goes to the river. El muchacho would be like el, so the verb form of ir would be va. So el muchacho va al río. And since it's el río, again, the a and the el contract to al. ¿Cómo van? So how are you going to go? There could be several different ways that you could get to the place that you're going. You could ir in, to go by in English, to go by. Ir en autobús, autobús. So if you wanted to say you were going by bus, you would say voy en autobús. Or how about in a car? Ir en automóvil, carro, coche. There are several different ways that you can say car depending on the place that you're at where they speak Spanish. It could be any one of these three, automóvil, carro, or coche, to go by car. Ir en avión, to go by plane. Ir en avión. Ir en barco, to go by boat, whether it's a big boat or a small boat. Ir en barco. Ir en motocicleta, to go by motorcycle. Ir en motocicleta. Many times you'll have to go in a taxi. Ir en taxi, to go by taxi. Ir en taxi. Ir en tren would be to go by train. To go by train. Ir en tren. And of course, you could always go by bicycle. Ir en bicicleta. Ir en bicicleta. So those are the ways that you could say the methods by which how are you going to go. Let's do a little bit of practice with those. So if you want to say I am going by motorcycle, I would say yo voy en motocicleta. If you wanted to say you all are going by train, ir en is the phrase. Change the verb to van, ustedes van en tren. La profesora is going by plane. La profesora va en avión. La familia, ir en, and you want to say one of the words for car. La familia va en carro or coche o automóvil. You could say any of those three. ¿Qué vas a hacer? So what are you going to do? ¿Qué vas a hacer? You're going to use ir and a plus an infinitive that will suggest the activity that you're going to do. So let's look at this. You're going to use to go plus to plus an infinitive. If you want to say acampar, that would be to camp. So you could say voy a acampar. Ir de compras, to go shopping. That's the way you say to go shopping. Ir de compras. Esquiar, esquiar. To go skiing, to ski. Esquiar. Jugar a las cartas. To play cards. Jugar a las cartas. Montar a caballo. To ride horseback. Montar a caballo. Nadar. Nadar means to swim. Nadar. Pescar. To fish. To fish. Sacar, or you could say tomar fotos, would be to take photos. Sacar fotos, tomar fotos. So if you want to say these, let's just do a little bit of practice here. Suppose you want to say, my friends play cards. Mis amigos. You're going to use ir plus a, followed by an infinitive, the infinitive that we gave you on this list. So, mis amigos van a jugar a las cartas. Notice that we leave jugar in the infinitive form because we want to say my friends are going to play. Jugar is to play cards. Mi madre y yo, and we want to say to go shopping. So we're going to use the expression ir plus a and then infinitive for go shopping. So we're going to say mi madre y yo vamos a ir de compras. Vamos a ir de compras. Vamos is in the form for nosotros, and ir de compras, ir stays in the infinitive form. Tus primos, your cousins, to go horseback riding. You're going to use ir plus a plus an infinitive form of a verb. So tus primos van, that one you conjugate to agree with tus primos. A montar stays in the infinitive a caballo. Tus primos van a montar a caballo. Mis hermanos y yo swim. Mis hermanos y yo vamos a nadar. Vamos a nadar. Mis tíos van a pescar. Van agrees with mis tíos, and a pescar stays in the infinitive form. Don't forget the a in there. So that's how you say where you're going to go and how you're going to go and what you're going to do on your vacations. Adios.